Alright guys, welcome back. 3 more chapters for you today, chapters 14, 15 and 16. So chapter 14, join me in paradise. We begin right at the beginning, so we're going to go for the first treasure. Before you drop down, do not drop down, I don't think there's another way back up here. Hop over through that little wall, so through the window, and you'll see the treasure just on this cart. Alright, and from this we're going to go for the first dialogue. So jump down, Sam will be on the next level, ready to talk.
If only Alcazar saw it that way.
You just can't let us enjoy.
Perfect. So from here we're going to get a journal note. So hop over these roofs and through this window. Take a right, and on the table is the first note.
This letter's still legible.
Okay, now from this point we're going to go for dialogue number 2. So exit this room, and you'll be above a room, and it has some interesting objects inside. There's a sword that you can interact with on the table. Do that,
Making some cutlasses here.
and that will bring Sam over into a mini cutscene.
Avast, you dirty dog!
And then following this, he'll go kind of around the table, and you'll be able to talk to him again for dialogue number 2.
I was doing the thing.
Right. You're a horrible pirate.
Just wait for him to get into position.
You suppose they traded with
And there we
the
go,
colonists?
dialogue number 2.
If they did, they didn't.
Okay,
do it on
and from this point, first journal entry. So it looks like a headstone. It's probably not a headstone, I think it's just some sort of
Hey Sam, check it out. It's like a
plaque
pirate code of conduct.
for that journal entry. Okay, turning around from this point, we're going to go get treasure number 2. So it's just in this building, through the mist, and on a barrel is the second treasure. Perfect. Now from this point, journal entry number 2. We go into the stables. We see a dead horse. Interact with the dead horse, and that will be the second journal entry.
Horseboat.
Which then leads on to dialogue number 3. So Sam will enter, stop kind of in the middle of the room,
So what do you think happened here, huh?
initiate another conversation,
What do you mean?
You know, all good.
and then when that conversation's over, we're going to go for another dialogue. So we're going to kind of go back on ourselves into this old pub, and you can see just up there was an opportunity for a conversation, so we need to make our way up to the first level. There's a couple of ways up, doesn't matter how. You'll see a couple of chairs and a barrel with some glasses or some drinking mugs. Sit down, and this is dialogue number 4. Okay, so now we're back outside the stables. We're going to go into the next area for entry number 3. So past the building where you got the treasure, and you'll see a statue. There we go.
Captain Avery. Was wondering when you'd turn up.
All you need to do is walk behind the statue, and you'll have a prompt.
What's this symbol?
I saw a few of them when I was coming to find you.
Who's marking these?
Okay, from this point,
Is that another
this
symbol?
will initiate
Not that I know of.
Maybe
a dialogue.
invaders? I mean, I'm sure these guys had plenty of enemies out there.
Good
So
point.
Sam walks over to these, I can't remember the name,
Nathan, check it out.
these things. Stocks, there we go.
Myself in this thing.
This will initiate a conversation, and it will also unlock the last journal entry. It's all kind of a lot of things happening at the same time. But okay, from those stocks, there are some jail cells just behind. So we need to enter the second jail cell from the first through the hole for treasure number 3. Okay, so we've progressed a little bit further. Now we're in this kind of cavey, underground area. So when you climb the ladder, take the right path for the 4th treasure. Okay, so now we have a big battle. And you'll see this building. You have to climb over, swing over rather. Swing over. Doesn't matter if you're still being shot at. into this building. Drop down. And a journal note. The last journal note is on the table.
You see any more? Or are we clear?
I think we're
Next, from this point, we're going to exit the room and turn right back on ourselves. You can see just there is the 5th treasure. Climb up, easy. Alright, progressing a bit further. So now we're in this area, kind of a cliffy, mountainous area with some nice white buildings. Turn back and you'll see a rope swing icon. Swing over into this damaged building, straight in, and the treasure's on the corner of this table. Okay, so we've just jumped through this window, and you'll come to this part where you have to swing across. To progress in the story, you have to go right, but as you can see just there, there's a little ledge we can walk across to enter this secret room, and there's treasure 7. So after the mudslide, you'll enter this bit with a big grand staircase. What you want to do is go up the staircase to the right,
not residential though. I think some kind of administration building.
and you'll see a table with a bust,
Maybe Libertalia had a zoning.
and the treasure is next to the bust.
Maybe they paid taxes.
Who knows?
Okay, 9th treasure, 9th and last treasure.
Crap.
You'll come to this big open area where it looks like there's been a big battle scene. Take a right,
Jesus. Cannons, improvised
just wait for Sam to shut up.
What the hell happened here?
Some kind of battle.
It's a rhetorical
Remember, the
question.
automatic journal entries don't count towards the number of ones you've collected, so
Why?
that's okay. Walk all the way down here, past this rubbish. There we go, and on a collapsed chair, fallen over chair, there is a treasure.
Some of these
And
bottles dressed a bit more fancy.
I didn't realise, but Sam is ready to initiate a conversation now, so he will follow you down here. He'll see a dead soldier, and that's the last conversation. Okay, moving on to chapter 15 of the Thieves of Libertalia. So not that many in this chapter, and they're all in this room. So we're just going to go for the first journal entry, the first and only journal entry, which is Avery's statue's head.
Captain Avery.
Take a note of that.
You've certainly seen better days.
Okay, moving on to dialogue 1. So over to this side, you'll see a guy with some spears through him.
Fancy clothes.
Unlucky guy.
And a uniform.
So interacting with this will allow you to do the first conversation.
Job.
What the hell happened here?
Good question.
Okay, once that's finished, we're going to get the treasure. You can just see it just at the right hand side. It's underneath a collapsed bookshelf. Only one treasure in this chapter. Alright, so the only thing we need to do now is to get the journal notes. So you'll notice every now and then you'll see a little magnifying glass symbol next to some cabinets or some boxes. Search all the boxes until you've found 3 notes. There are only 3, but the locations are random, so I can't actually show you. You just have to look around.
Hello.
Once you've investigated all the different areas, you'll find them in the end.
Another one.
So these are just the 3 areas that I managed to find them in.
Found something.
And once you're ready to initiate the next cutscene, you have to talk to Sam. So this will be the second and last dialogue. And that's it for chapter 15. Moving on to 16, the brothers Drake. This is kind of a flashback episode of Drake and his brother, Nathan and his brother rather. So right from the beginning, before you try and enter the house, run to the right hand side of the house and you'll see some nice gardens. I believe there's a big fountain. Yeah, a nice fountain right in the middle. keep going, so you see a bench, and there's the first treasure. Alright, dialogue 1. So once you're inside the house, this is once you've dropped down from the attic, enter this room, examine this. And Sam will walk in.
Was this your house?
Hey.
And there's conversation
Remind
1.
you of anything?
Every place we ever lived.
Perfect. Treasure number 2. So you're in the room with the sarcophagus, which he examines in a little cutscene at the beginning. Up the stairs. Really easy for treasure number 2. Dialogue number 2. So now we're in the big kind of living room area. Right of the staircase, and you'll see an area with lots of plants. Go to the one in the corner, kind of like a rounded area.
Hey,
Pick up a book
they've got your favorite
about
book here.
general history of the robberies and murders, blah 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 blah
General
blah,
History of the robberies and murders of the most notorious
and that will
pirates.
bring Sam over. And this actually helps you get 2 dialogues. So there's the first one, really short, and then straight after,
First edition.
number 3.
Nah. It'll just
Just
disintegrate
there.
my backpack.
You could sell it. Then you wouldn't need
Lovely.
to take that
Treasure
job.
number 3. So once you've climbed up on the bookshelf, before you go into the vent to try and find your mother's journal in the bedroom, turn the camera right around and you'll see you can jump on this area. So just walk to the sofa, and that's the last treasure. Well, once again, thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.